The movie Overlord is a science fiction film that takes place during D-Day World War II. The movie takes place when American soldiers are about to land on the beach with a pep talk from their general, and they're about to destroy a Nazi. Their goal is to destroy a Nazi radio tower, but the plane is shut down by Nazi enemies, and all the soldiers either get stranded or die. Private Boyce and Ford, two of our main characters, meet up in a heavily guarded Nazi territory. They gather up with some of the other troops and meet a French girl, Chloe, who they thought at first was Nazi, but managed to prove her innocence. She takes them back to her house where she hides them and gives them refuge. At their town, the Nazi soldiers execute anyone that isn't Nazi and takes them to the church tower. One of the soldiers, Boyce, notices Chloe's aunt is ill with a very disturbing illness. Ford sends Boyce out to gather information about the radio tower, where while he's on the verge of being caught, he has to hide himself in a trunk of dead bodies. He sneaks into the base, where he discovers the Nazis are committing horrible and disgusting experiments on the people of Chloe's town. Boyce and the other soldiers escape, where he relays the information about the experiments in the radio tower. The Nazis discover the location, and Chloe's younger brother is captured and taken to the experiments. During that, also another soldier is infected with the different medicines from the experiments, and he turns into what they call a zombie. But in the movie, it's never actually referred to that they are zombies. Boyce tells the men that the experiments can give people enhanced abilities and even bring those those that are dead back to life. All the American troopers make a plan to sneak into the base and get the little boy back. Boyce and Ford encounter Smith, a dangerous and high-ranking Nazi criminal who uses the drugs to give himself enhanced powers. So Ford is able to kill him and rescue the boy while giving himself the powers and killing himself. Boyce ends up blowing up the entire building where the experiments were taking place. Later, he's asked by his general if the experiments are real, and he replies with no, and the film ends. The movie's accuracy to the actual World War II is actually obviously pretty inaccurate with the zombie experiments and the science fiction and the experiments. Although Nazis did commit horrible crimes on the people during the war, they weren't zombie experiments to create the perfect soldier. They were on Jewish people during the Holocaust in World War II. Also, the movie has little to no context as when or where the war actually took place, leaving the viewer a bit confused. However, it has managed to keep the viewer engaged with its interesting characters and the plot that was pretty interesting. Even though it was pretty basic, where the hero just stops that kind of hero stops the villain thing, but it was executed very well. The film also did not focus too much on the experiments, leaving a lot of suspense, and did not refer to zombies as zombies, but as I guess you can call them, the perfect or enhanced soldiers. Overall, I give this movie a C+. Reviewers describe this film as intense and hard-hitting and predictable. I agree with what the overall viewers are saying. The film was weak. The film's plot was weak, but it was very fast-paced, which was one of the main strong points. It was suspenseful and at most, and not very scary. The zombie seems pretty unkillable, pretty invincible, I would say, and the film wanted to symbolize how bad the Nazi Party was during World War II. In relation to World War II and the historical elements it displayed very little World War II history, and even at times the viewers forget the film was taking place during World War II, or during such a time. The only reason that this could be classified as World War II because it took place during such time. Overall, I give this movie the movie is a C+.